Hey guys! So welcome to my weekly astrology tarot forecast video. I was not able to record this video until this morning, which is Tuesday already, because I was just having some technical difficulties yesterday. And we live out in the country, my family, we live here out in the country, and we actually don't have adequate Wi-Fi to upload videos of this complexity and length from our home. So I actually have to go out into town to access Wi-Fi that will allow me to do so. And so sometimes I just haven't had the time, or I have the time, but the stores aren't open because we're during the coffee shops, the libraries and stuff like that during these quarantine times. So it's been difficult for me to get everything done in time in order to then go before stores close and things close to get adequate Wi-Fi to upload. So I'm working on that. It's a work in progress right now. I'm learning a lot as I go, which is all we really can do in life. And I also started my cycle yesterday. So, that kind of always puts me in more of a psychic state and more of an integration state. So it makes things moving in the physical realm a little bit slower and far away for me. It's like, what? I'm here. All that combined together, I just felt that by the end of the day that it was just getting really rushed, and that I never like to do anything in the energy of being rushed. So I decided to just wait till this morning, and we actually have a full moon today, so maybe meant to be that, a high priestess on her cycle is meant to channel and do a reading under the full moon energies. Our intuition is always more heightened during the full moon. So that may be something that you guys are all feeling. I know I definitely am. And it's a full moon in Libra tonight. So Libra is our sign of balance and justice and harmony and relationships. So the energies are really about, assessing our entire life really of how our relationships are doing. So, Libra is an air sign, so it is going to be more in the mind, but we also want to remember to stay grounded in our heart space, because Libra is also ruled by the planet Venus, just like Taurus, which I have a lot of Taurus in my chart. So I love that Venusian energy when it comes around. It's just like, oh yes, grounded in the heart space. Whereas Taurus is a very earthy type of Venusian energy, Libra is a very airy type of Venusian energy. So we want to stay grounded in our heart spaces, so we're not too analytical, because you can't analyze too much about love and it be still from the heart, right? The more we go in the mind, the less we come out of the more we come out of the heart. But we want to be grounded in both equally at the same time. So there's this continuous circular flow between heart and mind, as we're feeling and experiencing all these downloads that we may be receiving today, tonight, and maybe even until tomorrow. A lot of times the day after the full moon is a really illuminating time for a lot of people, because the full moon kind of opens us up and hits us really quickly, and then the next day is kind of like an integration day. So if you guys are feeling those energies, know that you're right in tune, and it's a great time, like I said, to assess in our heart space, our bodies, our minds, how all of our relationships are doing. How are our one-on-one relationships doing? How is our relationship to self doing? And how is our relationship to the world doing? A lot of stuff is going on in our world right now. A lot of us are feeling called to, during these quarantine times, make good use of our time and start to research and learn things about our world that we may have not had the time to learn about before. And kind of, going deep and uncovering, why is this really happening, all these things on a global scale? And there's many different layers and reasons why. And, it takes a whole collective, it takes a whole society to, each one of us do our part in uncovering those truths. So no one person has all the truths. We all have slices of the truth. And the more time we devote to researching online, to reading and books and studying history and studying science and, you know, all these different things that might be coming up right now for all of us, so that we can be more informed instead of just delegating our entire lives and beliefs to these higher powers in our world and in our society that, to be honest, have really not been serving us for the vast majority of recent history. And so this is like a really big time to reset and redo a lot of things in our society right now. And I know a lot of people out there are feeling that. So that's really wonderful, really great. And so we can all really, you know, assess and say, okay, well, you know, what is my role in all of this? What do I have to contribute? And, you know, not just in the realms of like educating ourselves and using that education to inform others of what we're learning and exploring and expanding into, but also what we already know that we're good at, whether it's art or intuitive guidance or healing, and really taking it up a notch and putting it out there into the world. So, you know, just uncovering those relationships and understanding that it has to come from this place of deep love if we're really going to have a great relationship with anybody, ourselves, our one-on-one relationships, as well as the world. And it's also a time with this Jupiter and Pluto conjunction that we just had lined up this weekend, right in alignment with the 444 portal, where those energies are extremely conducive to uncovering deeper truths. Pluto rules Scorpio. Scorpio is a deep diver. Scorpio is a digger. Scorpio leaves no stones unturned. Scorpio is not afraid. They want to go deep. You know, whatever the truth is, I don't care how dark it is. I don't care how shocking it is. I want to see it because I want to expand and I want to learn and I want to better myself and have a broader understanding of reality and possibly use this to bring justice, Libra Moon, into our world and into just the vibration, collective vibration of humanity. So all of our vibrations are raising right now. So it's a really powerful time to do all of these things. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the reading. So I'm going to be using 4 decks today. And as per usual fashion, I'm going to start with the Rider-Waite. I like to just start with the traditional Rider-Waite tarot a lot of times just to get a good feel for, you know, just the basic general archetype energies. And then I kind of just intuitively pick from the other decks, you know, clarifier cards and further expansionary readings. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and just tap into the collective energies. So what does everyone who's watching this video right now and any timeline in the future, what do they need to know in order to make the best use of these expansion and deep diving, illuminating, harmonizing energies for their lives and for the collective? And I forgot to say, just came to me just then. I was talking about expansion as if you guys just knew Jupiter's a planet of expansion. Maybe you do. Hopefully some of you out there do. But yeah, so it's basically Pluto, those deep diver energies combined with Jupiter energies, which is all about expansion. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so it's like, I want to go. I want to go and I want to make sense of things. Let's do it now. Let's not wait to expand. Let's grow and become our highest, best selves right now and put this into our society right now. So, all of that said, let's go ahead and move into this reading. Wow, powerful. So this is the 7 of Cups reverse. And I'm not surprised at all that this card came up. So the Seven of Cups shows some sort of illusion in our lives. So as you can see, this man, he has these 7 cups. Each one has something in it that he can see clearly, that he's manifesting through this purple magical smoke. So he's like, okay, you know, I got this realm, I got a good understanding on this realm, I'm feeling good about this realm, that I can see clearly. But there's one thing that I just can't see. There's just a piece of the puzzle that I know I need to see and need to access, but it's just hidden right now. Which, what did I just, talk about with the astrological energies, right? So no surprise, once again, that this would come up, because there are things that have been hidden from our view as a collective, especially here in America, for a very long time. And especially in the past few years, there's been a lot of illusion, a lot of brainwashing, just to be perfectly honest, from our media that has been going on. And so it's created a lot of deep, deep, deep illusion of our entire society. And during these quarantine times, we actually have the time to undo that. So that's why it came up reversed, is let's let this blanket, this veil that's shrouding the truth and what we need to know to move forward, let's let it fall off. We're ready, right? Okay. Next energy. Reverse Queen of Wands. Got some reversals coming up. So basically, Queen of Wands is someone who, as you can see when it's upright, she's fully in her power. You see a little black cat there. I have my black cat here today. Black cats, I'm obsessed with black cats. They are the witch's animal. And I actually got attacked multiple times this week for being a witch. Because by of course men, some very religious type men who just don't understand. They just don't understand. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go extra hard with it. First, I was like hurt, to be honest, and offended, and it actually triggered some past life trauma that I have and that I'm tapped into with all the High Priestess Witch Collective. How many times were we called that word and then we were killed? And not just killed, we were tortured. It's one thing to be killed and be gone instantly, but it's another thing to be tortured for hours or days or weeks, and to be criticized and misunderstood the whole time that is happening. Not good vibes. And these times we're going to turn that around. We're going to do a lot of healing for that whole time period and that whole energy that we all experienced. For those of us who did experience it on one end or the other. So I was like, I'm going extra hard with the witch energy, because, you just got to own it. Wear it loud, wear it proud, whatever, someone throws a derogatory term at you. I love that vibe of just like taking it, owning it, and flipping it. And so, because they were saying it in a very, very derogatory way. And it was a little scary, to be honest, because I was like, wow, like, are you going to come try to find me? But I was like, no, I'm protected. We live in an age now where high priestesses, we're everywhere now, and we're protected. And the vibration of the earth is here to protect us in that energy too. And us female, or feminine energied souls, we have evolved and raised our vibrations so much and learned how to access our power and combine our masculine and our feminine side so much that we're not going to allow this to happen anymore. And so that's why we do have to wear it loud and proud, because it's the light forces, the light magical forces are the only thing that can really truly defeat the dark magical forces. There's light on the ground and there's dark on the ground that's battling and right now, and that's great. That needs to happen, and that's a part of it. But there's also the dark magic that's in the ether going on, And we have to, as high priestesses, combat that, and as light witches, combat that with the light magical energy. So we all have to do our part right now. Okay, so this is basically, once again, a woman who is in her power. So she is not afraid. She is not letting people dim her shine. She doesn't say, oh no, you called me a witch, or oh no, you disagree with my opinions, or you disagree with my worldview, or you know, what I'm doing for my passion or my career. Oh, okay, well, I guess then I don't need to do that, or I guess I'm not worthy, or I guess that's just not what I'm supposed to be doing. And no, so that's why this is probably coming up reverse, is because some of us are feeling that. Can I own my power fully? Can I really reach into my solar feminine? Okay, guys, I'm back. So, as you can see, I'm having a lot of technical difficulties today. I think it's time to just get a new phone. I tried deleting all my pictures and videos from my phone yesterday, and it literally wouldn't let me. I chose the setting on my phone to turn off my iCloud so that it would then prompt me to remove all my photos and videos when I did that, and just leave them on iCloud. And when I did that, it only deleted like 1,000 pictures. It left everything else. So I gotta go to the cell phone store today and possibly get a new cell phone, because I think it's just too old to even do those updates. But I tried, you know, I really try to be eco-conscious and friendly, and I really try not to get a new cell phone unless I absolutely have to, and try to make the old phones work. So, because, you know, they are very taxing on the environment to make these new phones. But like we were talking about, some of these companies that are more focused on profit than people and the earth like to slow down our phones and make them not able to work properly, even if it's something as simple as deleting all your pictures and videos so you can have more space to use your phone. And so it makes those things not possible, and so it makes us forces us to basically buy a new device if we want to be able to continue our lives and our careers. What can you do for now? Future, we will work on those things. Okay. So back to the cards. So basically, yeah, exactly. Queen of Wands reverse is just all about, yeah, maybe I don't have authority to own my power fully, or maybe, you know, I'm feeling like there's a new way of doing things because of all of this illusion that's been occurring in our media, with you know, deep state government stuff, with the corporations, the corporate world, with Hollywood, the entertainment industry, and, you know, there's just illusion, you know, that are all tied together into one big illusion. And it's basically about not letting the masses own their own power now that we have this ability to communicate with everyone in the world at all times, and to be educated on our own, and to self-promote on our own. We don't have to have, you know, these corporations buy and sell us as much as we needed to in the past, or if not at all. We can buy and sell ourselves according to our rules and according to our virtues and our dreams and ambitions, and what we feel is right and wrong, and aligned with our authentic beings and authentic expression of who we are, and ourselves and our art and our healing and whatever it is we have to give to the world, our service and our passions and our purpose to the world. So this is basically like, I don't know, like, can I do it? Can I own my power completely? Can I rewrite the books, you know, on all this stuff? Can I rewrite this career path? Can I rewrite what it means to own my power, and what it means to, you know, do something brand new, and to craft new ways of doing things and new ways of owning my power during this time where we have this great big reset and time to do, lots more time to do whatever it is that we've been wanting to do, as well as the time to work on our minds and our understanding of truth. So really huge energies here. And, you know, ideally we want her flipped up right so we can fully own our power, our magical power. Black cats represent magical power and magical blessings and deep intuition and like not being afraid of owning that power. That's why a lot of people are afraid of black cats, because black cats are they're not afraid. If anyone has a black cat, I have a black cat. They are just who they are. They're very unapologetic. And I feel like that's the energy that Spirit wants us to embody right now. Of like, yeah, you're freaking magical. Yeah, you're you know, a force to be reckoned with. Own it. Don't be scared of it. Own it. Look at the world with those bright green eyes straight into its soul and say, I deserve this. I own this. I want this. This is what's for the best and what's right. And so, yeah, taking it there. So, you know, when the cards are reversed, I say it's either a blockage or it's just a time to go inward on these qualities. So maybe some of us are feeling blocked, but blockages are just meant to help us learn. So, you know, maybe during this full moon and during the course of this whole entire Jupiter Pluto conjunction, we can use all of these energies to really go inward about those qualities of ourselves and what we'd like to contribute to the world or our relationships, and really uncover what it is that's holding us back and really summon that strength to just move forward so that we're not living in this illusion that we've already passed by. The framework is still here in 3D, but in 5D, we've already passed by it. So, you know, the faster we can catch up in 3D, the better. So once again, we want her upright. We're leaving her reversed for now so we can show that right now it's inward. Right now we're in reflection mode of these energies. Okay, let's do one more card from the Rider-Waite Tarot. Wow, reversed Emperor. I've been getting the Emperor card a lot, especially ever since these quarantine times, and honestly ever since the beginning of Pisces season. So Pisces season rules endings, and now we're in Aries season, which rules beginnings. So to me, this is like the ending of the oppressive sides of the patriarchy, you know, of this this masculine structure, which divine masculinity, positive masculinity is wonderful and great, and we need it. We need it to support the feminine, and healthy, supportive, divine feminine energies are great for the divine masculine energies, but we don't want to be in toxic femininity. We don't want to be in toxic masculinity. We're leaving all that behind in 3D. We're leaving that all behind in pre-quarantine times. We're moving forward. Aries season, bright, beautiful, open for this new world. And so to me, this is like, I really see this honestly as like the divine feminine and the divine masculine together doing this work. So it's like, here's this fiery, the Queen of Wands is a queen of fire. So here's this fiery queen, you know, this solar feminine, the sun, is associated with the fire element. I'm actually reading a book right now that's about women learning how to step into this new age, owning our solar feminine energy versus our lunar energy, feminine energy, which is really important, but it's not what's gonna get us out of this place that we've needed to get out of for centuries. We need to use the solar feminine to lift up the lunar feminine so that the whole world can see this is what we have to offer. And so I feel like the divine masculine is doing the same thing. The divine masculine, you know, the world's been set up for masculinity more than femininity for a very long time. And a lot of the awakened and spiritual men that I know feel just as impressed by this energy as women do. And so I feel like a lot of them right now are going through this time where they are realizing like, what is real masculinity, what is real healthy masculinity, and what's toxic, and what parts of me did I just automatically adopt because I'm, you know, it's easier for a male because I am the male template. Oh, here's this template of society to download since birth. Okay, it fits into my system better than it fits into a woman's system. And so it's a little bit harder for men to kind of remove and piece apart all of that. Whereas women, we have a natural rebellion against it because we've known intuitively from birth that this isn't my energy, but I'm being forced into this energy, so I'll do what I have to do to adapt, but it's not my energy. And so men are doing the same thing right now. They are realizing that this is not the highest extent of my energy, and I know that I am not this like negative patriarchal energy. And you know, I know that you know, all of these illusions that have been created about masculinity and about how our society should be aren't sitting with me and are not me. But maybe because this template was so easy for me to download being a male, maybe I have certain parts of me that are that, and I didn't even realize it until these big shifts started to occur. So I think for men, or for masculine souls, because it doesn't have to be man, woman, just whatever your core, you identify as your core energy, because there are plenty of people on this earth right now who have feminine souls and they were born into a man's body, or they have masculine souls and they were born into a woman's body, and that's okay. We're all meant to be unique. So it's whatever you identify in your core energy. So yeah, so, you know, I see the feminine, you know, really stepping into our power and being like, I can assert myself. I can, you know, put forward into this world what I feel is my authentic self and what is right and what is true for the world, and to really own that. And I feel like the men are, and the masculine soul's energy is really like saying like, okay, I want to step into this Emperor's energy. Emperor's very strong, patriarchal, masculine energy. Very structured, very strong. Don't push me over. I know what's right. I know what's best. Listen to me. That, yes, that there's a time for that, but when it is the time for that, there's a way of doing it. There's a way of doing that has to be connected to the feminine, or otherwise it won't be received. It'll just constantly seem oppressive, and it will constantly be based in ego. Masculine energy is a much harder time with ego than feminine energy does. It's just true. It's just a spiritual fact across all spiritual traditions for the most part, and philosophies. And so I think the divine masculine is saying here, you know, what parts of healthy masculinity do I want to keep and embody and step into so I can be a really empowered leader during this time and help create these changes and get away from all these illusions and all this lie and fear that has been in our society for so long. But how do I do it, in the healthiest way? And how do I get rid of those old toxic traits that are a part of this old system? I may hate this, but not even realize that I am still a part of that. And I am still perpetuating that by still allowing these downloads to exist within my body. Downloads that may be very beneficial for me as a male in this time, because that's the way this society has been set up. So I don't want to put myself out. If I have this so easily, why would I want to put myself out? But you have to in order to move forward. You're just going to put yourself out for a little while as you step forward and transform into this new energy. And then once we're all in this new energy, 5D new earth consciousness, you're going to be like, wow, I'm so glad I let those harsher, egoic, masculine traits go so that I can be in this beautiful, paternal, protective, strong, respectful energy that is just so much bigger and so much more able to contribute to humanity on a way larger scale than just myself and just into a few people or a group of people that I've been leading so far. It's literally going to take you from this level, which may be really good, into a whole new level, whole new earth, which is great. and doing it alongside with the feminine. So everything's reversed. We're clearly just going inward during this full moon and during this time period. So that's great. That's beautiful. Let's look at some more energies. This is my Gypsy Witch tarot playing cards, and they're really not even like tarot because there's not the traditional archetypes. They're more, I guess, like oracles, or just like, it's just weird witchy advice and like old wives' tales and things like that on these cards. One of my students and good friends gave these to me, and because I got accused of being a witch in such negative, derogatory ways this week, like I said earlier, I thought I would go extra hard with it and own it fully. And so here I am. Here's the witch with, once again, her cat and the full moon. This is who we are. And we're owning it, and we're doing it for the light. We're doing it for good. It doesn't matter who's misunderstanding us, and we're not afraid. All right. So what does the Gypsy Tarot want to tell us? The first card that came up was Extra Joker. So this is the Extra Joker card. But I think that it's significant because to me this is saying, like, there's been a huge joke played on us all, you guys. All of us, myself included, we're all still uncovering. We're like in the beginning or middle, depending on how you look at it, beginning or middle stages of this awakening. There's not one person on this planet right now that isn't fooled in some sort of extent, because we don't know everything yet. Not everything has come to the light. That's why we are here, light working. We are working the light so that we can uncover these illusions and these jokes. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. It's like so perfectly in line. I can't even handle it, but I can. I love it. All right, second card. It says 43. 4 plus 3 equals 7, so 7 numerology here for those of you who follow the numerology. And it says lightning. Lightning denotes surprise, disagreeable in accordance to distance. Interesting. So this is all about, this is almost like the Tower card to me a little bit. So this is like a sudden flash of energy and of light. So lightning, it's like, whoa, that was a surprise, boom. So to me, this is saying there is going to be a big surprise coming, you guys. And it may be disagreeable to some of us, depending on our distance from this surprise. So if we've been awakening ourselves, if we've been educating ourselves inwardly and outwardly, and we maybe feel more ready for this flash of lightning. Maybe like, okay, that was a surprise, but like I was kind of already ready for this. I'm at a safe distance. But if we're at a disagreeable distance, it's going to be very shocking, and it could be very difficult for a lot of people. And it, like what I'm seeing in my visions is like just your whole world coming shattered down. And what you're going to have to do is really ask yourself, am I ready to step into 5D beyond the level of labels and brainwashing and illusion and emotions that I've been attached to for years that could have been wrong this whole time? Am I allowing myself to do that so I can have this new earth energy? Or am I going to stay in that old stuck energy and continue to be tortured by this disagreeable surprise? Wow, powerful. Also, you guys, this is all very red pill. Can I just say that? That's one reason I wore a red dress today. I like to wear red whenever I'm on my cycle too. I think that women, we should celebrate our cycles, and there's no reason not to. And I also feel like we should broadcast it. To me, I would love to bring about a movement on Earth where if we would like for people to know that we are bleeding during this time, because it comes with a huge energy shift, and people should know. You know, like how to approach a bleeding woman, I feel, and how to honor us and respect us and nurture us, because we do need more nurturing during that time from ourselves and from others. That a way to display that is adorning ourselves with red. So that's one reason that I practice that regularly, wearing red during the most potent days of my cycle. But also, I'm a huge red pillar, and I'm a huge part of this red pill movement and community. And I always have been. I have been for a long time. And people always tell me, Jess, you're TMI. Like sometimes I had a few friends who nicknamed me TMI. So like, you're always too much information. Triple Gemini, too much information. People aren't ready yet. Well, guess what? They're ready now. You can only be confused for so long. And you can only have the world be a dark place for so long before you're ready for it all. You're ready for the truth. So now that the world's ready, I've been going extra deep and extra hard into those red pill communities. And I've had a lot of people, a lot of students reaching out to me, students and friends reaching out to me. Hey, Jess, you know that thing you posted last week, or you know that thing you've been talking about for a while? Can you send me more information? I'm like, yes, yes, I can. Here it is. Don't be afraid. Let's just make use of it. So I'm wearing red also to symbolize the red pill movement of not, it's from the Matrix, where you're going to take the red pill, which is a hard freaking truth to swallow, hardest truth you've ever swallowed in your known life, but it leads to freedom of yourself and of humanity. As soon as you join our team, you're helping out too. Or you're going to take the blue pill, where you're going to stay in your old ways, and you may experience comfort for a little bit longer, but eventually it's going to lead you to a path of destruction, because you can't stay in illusion too long without self-destructing. And that also in turn leads to the destruction, the continual destruction of our society, because every individual makes up the whole. All right, next card is the Ace of Diamonds, red right here too. And this is number 9. 9 is this number of completion, you guys. So beautiful, a completion of cycles. I love this. It says the birds signify dire misfortune and fierce enemies when near, if far away from the person, with 7, 16, 12, or 22 between. There's a chance to avert the evil spell. Wow, you guys, you cannot make this stuff up. So like I was saying earlier, there is dark magic going on this planet, aside from dark physical realm actions that are happening in the very tangible, seeable, real world. We may not see it now, but it's happening in the real world. And it's also dark magic, which we can't see, but we can see the repercussions of it happening in the real world. So this is saying that basically the birds are singing and trying to tell us that there is an evil spell near, and there's dark magic going on. And if we are basically far away enough from it, if we get too close to it, so if we continue to take that blue pill and stay in the illusions created by evil and created by dark forces, then we're going to put ourselves into danger, not just the collective. But if we remove ourselves from it, perhaps by taking that red pill, or just going inward, you can call it whatever you want to call it, and go into your own enlightenment, then and experience this full illumination, then we have the chance to avert this evil spell. See, right there. This is evil spell right at the bottom. All right. Wow, powerful. Okay. Let's do one more tarot archetype energy here from my sensual Wiccan deck. Like I told you guys, I decided to go full force with the witch vibes. There's just no reason not to, especially when you're doing it for the highest and best of all. And let's see what these energies have to say. What other archetypal energies can we use now that we know this information? how can we use this information to step through that threshold from 3D to 5D, from illusion to awakening, from dimmed self-power, thinking that we have to have these outside forces validate us instead of just validating ourselves and creating our own presence in this world. Because there's literally now, you guys, nothing, you don't need anyone else to validate you or promote you or support you. You literally can take a camera and a computer and the internet and you can make a whole career and life now. And this is the world we live in now. Anyone can do this now. You can become self-educated online. You can do all these things now. And so it's just like, the powers that be don't want us to do that. They want us to be dependent on them forever. All the industries, and that's just not the time anymore. So how do we find that courage? How do we find the tools and the right energy to fully step through all those thresholds and all those awakening experiences and owning that full self-power while working on our divine feminine and masculine energies, balancing them, whether we're male or female? We have equal work to do. I'm never going to say that we don't have equal work to do. Both sides have equal work to do. And so, how can we do that so that we can achieve all of this? Oh, wow, beautiful. 6 of Wands. So as you can see, 6 of Wands is a card of victory. So now the cards are coming up upright. And as you can see, there's a man and a woman here. So it's a divine feminine, divine masculine energy. So under this Libra full moon, I'm seeing this a lot now, is that this feminine, divine feminine, masculine energy coming through. So if you're in a relationship, a romantic relationship, whether that, is a straight relationship or, whether it's hetero or homosexual. I don't even like to use those terms, honestly, you guys. Gay, lesbian, whatever it is. In order to be in a healthy relationship, there has to be a core someone who identifies as the core masculine energy and someone who identifies as the core feminine energy. But both need to work on balancing both within themselves 50-50. But even though they're 50-50, there's still going to be one that's the driving force. And so, so maybe it's more like 49-51. And so we have to focus on balancing those with others as well as within ourselves in order to do it on this mass global scale. So if you can't get along with females in your life, if you're a man, or if you're a female and you can't go along with the men in your life, then guess what? You're not going to be able to teach others in the world or bring that into the world. And none of us are ready to have that in the world if we can't even do it one-on-one. So, and then same within, once again, like queer relationships. I'm a member of the LGBT community, so that's why I'm saying, like, I don't like all these different labels. And so, I've seen it firsthand where, like, you can work on this in queer relationships too. And so, like figuring out what energy does it you want to bring out into the world and how you want to balance these energies within your relationships, within yourself, so that you can take it out into the world. And because we got to work together, you guys. We're not going to be able to defeat these dark forces if we don't. Like, we had to put our differences and our egos aside, both sides, and we have to focus on cooperation and what each side has to bring to the table and realize it's 50-50. And if you're living in a state of consciousness where it's not 50-50, you are not living that way, you're not thinking that way, you're not allowing that in, then you're not in the right vibration for this new shift. Just not. Wow, 6, and there's 6, you guys. 6 of Swords this time. So 6 of Swords shows a hard, arduous journey and barely just making it to the shore, moving from choppy waters into calmer waters. So it does signify a safe journey. So it says we're going to make it, especially since it's upright. We're going to make it, you guys. We're going to make this journey safely. However, it is going to be a little difficult. We're going to have to go through some treacherous waters, some harsh weather, some harsh times. The wands represent fire element, the swords represent air element, so fire and air is really prevalent in this reading so far. Fire and air coming together, and using the fire of the solar plexus of self-ownership, owning my power, owning my ego issues, owning my self-awareness, owning what I'm putting out there into the world and to others, as well as owning my mind, my mental strength, air element. Can I be mentally strong enough to make it through this journey start to finish? Or am I going to be mentally weak? Last card. This is the 9 of Swords reversed. So more swords. Wow. This is a really interesting depiction to me of 9 of Swords. It always has been ever since I got this deck. This, as you can see here, so 9 of Swords always represents some sort of anxiety. In the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, it's a woman in bed and she's like, has her hands like this and she's just like she's in a state of anxiety. It's like that, it's that state of being where you stay up all night and barely sleep because you're so freaking worried about something. And so the fact that it's reversed is saying release this. If you're staying up late worrying about this, worrying about that, whether it's the world, your relationships, yourself, your self-ownership, all these shifts, whatever it is you're having anxiety about, let it go. So reverse letting it go. And once again, that's the traditional meaning and picture and depiction that I just painted for you guys. But look at this, the sensual Wiccan depiction. It's very shame-based. Look, she's naked. And she's standing in front of a man who's fully clothed. All these men that are fully clothed. And they're yelling at her like, you're bad, shame. What I talked about earlier, shaming of the witch, shaming of the divine feminine. All witches are women who can talk to God and who God talks to and moves through. We were chosen by God to have these magical powers to be able to do God's work. And then a bunch of you men who don't have these powers and have no understanding of it, you're gonna freaking shame me and judge me? I don't think so. I'm not gonna have anxiety about that. Nah, not anymore. We're releasing it. And same goes for men too. Maybe certain men, once again, we're healing divine feminine and divine masculine right now. I'm saying men, but once again, divine masculine too goes for it. Goes with that. So, that too. Maybe you're feeling shamed and naked because you're stepping into your emotions. You're actually admitting that you have emotions, and you're actually admitting that you need to do work on yourself, that you need to grow in certain ways. You need to let go of certain behaviors and traits and qualities, and to basically not allow yourself to have shame about this or to avoid the shame, because negative emotions are going to happen no matter what, you guys. We're not all ascended living in the 12th dimension in the ether. We're here on planet Earth where there are negative emotions. We just don't want to dwell in them. We don't want them to become our 100% reality, or we will be stuck in the 3rd dimension forever. And so what it is that really just being like, okay, I'm seeing ugly things about myself and I feel ashamed, but instead of letting that possibility of shame make me never look at it and just have this internal weird anxiety that I don't understand, I'm going to allow myself to look at it. I'm going to allow myself to feel this shame for just a little while so that I can use this negative emotion to transform myself into the light and into this higher knowing. Wow. Beautiful. Perfect. I loved every bit of that, you guys. Okay, last reading. So this is the Mermaid Oracles. I love this deck. It's by, Lucy Cavendish, who's a really amazing card, divinatory card maker. And I'm going to put all of these decks, by the way, you guys, in the description below if you're interested in buying them or using them or just seeing what I was working with today. So I chose the mermaids because they're associated with the water element and deeper layers of intuition, which is a really great energy to tap into during the full moon. So let's go ahead and just see what the Mermaid Oracles want to tell us before we close up this reading. Oh, wow. I have worked with this deck, you guys, for the past 3 months, and not one person yet, myself included, has pulled this card yet. There are certain cards that I keep pulling over and over and over again. I'm like, okay, I get it. And not yet one time has anyone pulled this card. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if it's going to have a full moon on it because of the full moon tonight, because those synchronicities always occur in my readings. But it's a woman full with pregnancy. So to me, that's kind of like full moon vibes. You know, she's fully pregnant, ready to release and birth this new being into the world. And she's almost like in this like beautiful protected cove. It's like she's just like totally in like another realm almost. The other mermaids, you see them swimming in like all different types of water, or they're on a rock or on the beach. It's almost like she's in this sort of like other world, this other dimension. Wow. And of course, look what it says. I can't even, you guys. Lumeria returns. So those of you who are familiar with Lumeria, you already know. But those of you who are not, Lumeria was an ancient society that used crystals and esoteric knowledge and magic and communication with divine beings in order to have this very heavenly, highly spiritually sound, harmonious society. And basically the myth, we call it a myth, but it depends on what you feel is true. What the legend, let's call that, the legend has it that this society was basically destroyed because, I mean, there's lots of different reasons actually why people think that it may be destroyed, but what I intuitively feel is that the darker forces that started becoming stronger on this earth saw this energy as a threat. Free, renewable energy, people getting along, divine feminine, divine masculine, getting along, peace, harmony. Doesn't seem like I can, you know, profit off of this and, you know, have my fun time with dark energies here, so let's destroy it. And so this is saying, like, we're back. We're back, bitches. The witches, the divine feminines, divine masculines, those of us who were around during Lemurian times, which is a lot of light workers, we're back, and we're bringing Lemuria back. All those concepts, all that technology, all that spirituality, all that harmony, we're bringing it back, and we're going to use that to defeat the dark energy and forces on this earth once and for all. And it says earthy spirituality, community, so working together, and ocean conservation. Wow. So also, you know, the role of the oceans here is really huge, and the role of just honoring Mother Earth. This is something that a lot of people keep talking about during these quarantine times, is how this is giving the earth a huge break of, like, you know, when we're not so production, we're stressing the earth out at a level she cannot handle. It's not harmonious with the earth. It can only, if it's not harmonious, it can last a certain amount of time, but it can only last so long. So there's a way of doing technology and industry, you guys, without harming, not without harming the earth, because everything has a positive and a negative. I'm never going to say that it doesn't harm the earth to some extent, but it's in harmony. We're taking and we're using the earth. We're not just sitting back and not doing anything with this earth. You know, we're not being totally just feminine and receptive and just doing nothing. Not that feminine does nothing, but feminine energy is more reserved. It's more, receiving, observing, and that sort of energy, versus masculine, which is taking, doing, making things into things with what I have. So it's a balance of these energies. So it's like, okay, we're observing. Can the earth handle this, us using this? Can the earth handle this type of production and industry right now in this amount that we're doing it in? It can? Okay, great, awesome. Let's keep that going. Let's keep making it cleaner and nicer and better as time goes on, while we continue to observe if the earth can handle it. And it needs to be a constant communication between us and the earth. And so that's really beautiful to me. Let's do one more from the oracles. Sanctuary, privacy, inviolate, personal space, respected boundaries, and taboos. Interesting. Wow, this to me goes along with everything we're saying so far too. So what are so many of us doing right now? We are having more privacy than we've ever had in our lives. I mean, people online are freaking out about it sometimes because they just can't handle how much alone time and how much privacy they really have. Of course, we're so used to being overly stimulated, overly planned, that now we have nothing to do. We're like, oh my God, I'm going crazy a little bit, but don't. It's a time to transform. And like it says here, respected boundaries and taboos. So once again, witchcraft and high priestesshood, these are all things that in our current society are taboos, including even people that I have found in the red pill community that are mostly men, honestly, that just don't understand light magic. They don't understand any other type of spirituality besides their own type of spiritual dogmatic reality. And so this is, to me, saying protect that. Protect those taboos. Do not let yourself be forced into thinking that it's bad or dimming your shine or saying that this isn't real. To really to recognize it in your own personal private time and keep building that connection, keep building that trust, keep building that strength, and then protect it with very strong boundaries. Nothing's taking this away from me. Nothing is going to make me not protect this and defend this with my life even. And so, wow, that's really incredible. Whew, okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is a longer one than I planned. But like I said, there's a lot going on right now. So I've just made myself a channel. So whatever came through was meant to come through, and these cards were pretty deep. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. Hopefully you guys can use these energies for the highest and best today on this full moon and for the rest of the week and for the rest of this really like season that we're in. So yeah, have fun, stay protected, stay you, stay aware, and just keep growing. All right, one love, you guys. Mwah. Peace.